Welcome to another Meet the Team series for the National Rehabilitation Awareness Week. Today we are highlighting the network up in Northern Michigan, talking to one of our physical therapists from Mary Free Bed at Munson Healthcare. We've got Maddie O, who's a physical therapist there working in Cadillac treating patients. Maddie, thanks so much for joining us on the video.
Hey, thanks, Chris, for having me.
So you had a busy morning so far working with patients?
I had a busy week. It makes the day go by fast, though. I like it.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Where exactly do you work and what are the types of things and patients that you work with?
Yeah, so I'm Maddie. I'm a physical therapist here at Cadillac Rehab with Mary Free Bed. Um, and I am in the outpatient setting. I primarily see the majority of our neurologically impaired population. So patients after stroke, spinal cord injury. I see a lot of patients with movement disorders, muscular dystrophy, that kind of thing. I also specialize in vestibular rehabilitation, post-concussion management, as well as your general orthopedic outpatient population. So a little bit of everything over here in Cadillac.
Yeah, that's awesome. Mixes up your day and makes it go fast, I bet.
It does. It sure does.
So it's National Rehabilitation Awareness Week, and we want to educate the public about what rehabilitation is. How would you define rehabilitation in your work?
Yeah, so I think, rehabilitation to me is helping people um, get back to living the life that they envision for themselves through freedom of movement. So, whether that be taking their first steps after surgery, climbing that flight of stairs to get up to their bedroom on the second floor of their home, or independently mobilizing themselves in their new power wheelchair. Rehabilitation is helping patients where they are now get to where they want to be and helping them achieve their goals every step along the way.
And so we think of physical therapy, you think of like the work you do in the the gym or people doing stuff at home, but why is it more than that? A lot of patients will see you and also see an occupational therapist or work with a doc. Why is PT more than just physical therapy?
Yeah, I think it's so much more of like a collaborative effort where you have all different areas of the rehab realm, OT, SLP, your medical doctor, all coming in with the patient at the center of the goal, driving you forward. Um, and when you get everyone in that interdisciplinary realm, I think the patients have a much better outcome overall.
And I bet you have some patients that work with you that are maybe a little hesitant to start physical therapy. They're worried about, oh, it's going to work so hard, or it's going to hurt when I do it. Like, what would you
Yeah.
say to that person who's maybe a little hesitant and like, oh gosh, I
Yeah,
don't
I
want to
have
have to go to
patients
PT?
like that a lot. I think people can be hesitant, they don't want it to hurt, or maybe they've tried physical therapy in the past and it didn't, produce the outcomes that they were hoping for. And I always try and bring patients back to the present moment and tell them, well, we don't know unless we try. And so we're going to give it our best shot and we're going to hope for the best. And I'll be along there with you every step of the way. And I try to just be their coach and their cheerleader, and help the patient help me produce the goals that they want to see so that they feel like they're a driving force in their rehabilitation.
So throughout this National Rehabilitation Awareness Week, I've talked to a lot of different staff members across the state and within our system, and so many of them have that personal connection to healthcare or to rehab that kind of inspired them or motivated them to do their work. What got you into healthcare and into physical therapy?
Yeah, I actually have a really awesome personal connection to Mary Free Bed Hospital in general. My grandfather, he suffered a fall resulting in a traumatic brain injury, and he did his rehabilitation at Mary Free Bed in Grand Rapids. And so when I was younger, I got to kind of watch his rehab team take him from, not being able to move, not being able to walk, and helping him rebuild his life and come back to his family. And I just thought it was the most meaningful career. And so I was inspired to get into physical therapy through watching him.
So there are so many patients you work with that can be really rewarding to see that progress. Has there been any really inspiring or good success stories that you've seen recently that kind of keep you motivated and keep coming to work every day?
Yeah, I think, I mean, there are so many, but just recently I had a patient come to me with an acute vestibular crisis, and she told me that she was going on vacation next week, like as in 5 days from when I had seen her. And I asked, well, what are you going to do for your vacation? And she told me she was going on a boat trip. When you're dizzy and in an acute vestibular crisis, the worst possible case scenario I can think of is going on an extended boat trip. But I was like, okay, we can do this. Like, we're going to give it our all. We're going to give it our best shot. And so we got her in really quick for some rehab, and we kind of threw everything we had at her. And after 3 visits, she was ready to go on her vacation. And I just got word back that she had a great time. She didn't have any issues, and she was really appreciative of the care she got. So that was awesome.
Wow, that is really cool. And you probably have tons of stories just like that.
Yeah.
I mean, to answer this kind of question, like, why do you work in rehab? Why do you like rehabilitation?
Yeah. So I think for me, life is meant to be lived, through movement. That's how we experience everything in our life. And so giving people the opportunity to do the things that they want to do in life, even after injury or pain-free, getting back to the things that mean most to them through movement is one of the things that really speaks to me the most with rehab. And you get to make such a connection with people, an extended connection, because you're working with these people for months or weeks on end, and so you get to make a really big, meaningful impact in their lives.
So as we're starting to wrap up this interview, Mary Free Bed at Munson Healthcare is across Northern Michigan. There are so many locations that people can, if they need physical therapy, occupational therapy, they want to start working with a professional like you. They are in all over the Grand Traverse region, including Elk Rapids and Kingsley, and then in your location in Cadillac and Grayling. How can somebody get connected and referred to you to start working? Like, how would that process start? Can they refer themselves? Do they need a physician to pass along? How can they start working with your team?
Yeah, that's a good question. And to be honest, it has a lot to do with the type of insurance that a patient has. We do have direct access in the state of Michigan. So, insurance pending, you could call and do a self referral. I've seen a lot of patients that way. And if otherwise, you need a physician's referral. But if you have questions about that, you can always call our front office number. The people that work up at our front office are amazing. They're incredibly knowledgeable, and they can help guide you every step of the way and get you in here and get you the care that you need.
Yeah, so if you need more information about Mary Free Bed at Munson, you are up on Northern Michigan, or you're in the West Michigan area, you can go to maryfreebed.com, or you can go to Munson Healthcare's website and search Mary Free Bed at Munson for finding more information there. Once again, Maddie, I want to toss it to you too. So you've got a great team that you're working with, and I bet you're always looking for more physical therapists, other therapy team to join you. Why should somebody going into healthcare want to work at a place like Mary Free Bed or Mary Free Bed at Munson?
Yeah, well, Mary Free Bed is one of the top 10 rehab hospitals in the nation, so why wouldn't you, right?
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, everyone that I work with is incredibly passionate. They're incredibly inspiring and driven to help make the most difference in the lives of their patients. And it's just a really incredible, supportive environment to be a part of. It makes you want to be a better clinician, I think, working in a place like this.
Well, Maddie, thank you so much for chatting with us. We'll hopefully connect with more of your team up in Cadillac and around Northern Michigan. This has been another one of our videos highlighting and meeting the team at Mary Free Bed and across the system. It is National Rehabilitation Awareness Week. We are highlighting our clinicians and staff all around the state, educating and raising awareness about rehabilitation. Thanks again, Maddie, for joining us. Stay tuned to more of our Mary Free Bed videos on this and across our social media channels, and stay well.
Awesome.